Across the annals of history, few enigmas captivate the imagination quite like the Knights Templar. A powerful order of warrior monks, they amassed unimaginable wealth and influence before their sudden, brutal demise. But on the eve of their arrests, a significant portion of their legendary treasure vanished without a trace, sparking centuries of speculation, legend, and fervent quests. Was it gold, priceless relics, or perhaps something even more profound? Join us as we delve into the shadowy saga of the Knights Templar and the enduring mystery of their missing treasure.
The Knights Templar's Vanishing Fortune, an unsolved medieval mystery.
Our journey begins in the heart of the medieval era, a time of fervent faith and brutal warfare, where the enigmatic Knights Templar emerged as a beacon of power and piety. Founded in 1119, these warrior monks, officially known as the Poor Fellow Soldiers of Christ and of the Temple of Solomon, quickly ascended from humble beginnings to become one of the most influential and wealthiest orders in history. Clad in their distinctive white mantles emblazoned with a red cross, they were at once fierce protectors of pilgrims to the Holy Land and shrewd financial innovators, establishing a vast network that spanned across Europe and the Middle East. This scene sets the stage, introducing the dual nature of the Templars, their unwavering devotion to God, and their formidable martial prowess. We see glimpses of their early days, the solemn vows, the clang of steel, and the initial awe they inspired as guardians of the Christian faith in an age defined by crusades and religious fervor. Their rise was meteoric, fueled by papal patronage and the generosity of kings and nobles, all captivated by the ideal of a monastic order that wielded both the sword and the cross. It was a time when legends were born, and the Templars were at the very epicenter.
From their foundation as humble protectors, the Knights Templar rapidly ascended to become an unparalleled force in both spiritual and temporal affairs. Their strategic strongholds dotted the landscapes from the Holy Land to the furthest reaches of Europe, each castle a testament to their engineering prowess and military might. They were not merely warriors, they were diplomats, engineers, and administrators, overseeing vast networks of land, resources, and personnel. Kings and popes sought their counsel, entrusting them with crucial missions and enormous sums of money. Their innovative banking system, a precursor to modern finance, allowed pilgrims to deposit funds in one Templar preceptory and withdraw them safely at another, thousands of miles away, transforming commerce and travel. This scene illustrates the sheer scale of their operations and the depth of their influence. We witness the construction of their formidable fortresses, the disciplined training of their knights, and the awe-inspiring sight of their banners leading crusader armies into battle. Their power was palpable, their reach extensive, and their reputation, for a time, unassailable. They were a state within a state, loyal to the Pope, yet commanding a formidable independent empire built on faith, steel, and a revolutionary understanding of economics.
Beyond their martial prowess and spiritual devotion, the Knights Templar were master innovators in finance, establishing what many consider to be the world's first multinational banking system. Their preceptories, scattered across Europe and the Holy Land, functioned as secure depositories where pilgrims, merchants, and even kings could entrust their wealth. They issued letters of credit, known as cheques or bills of exchange, which allowed travelers to deposit money in Paris and withdraw an equivalent sum in Acre, eliminating the perilous need to carry large amounts of coin. This sophisticated system made them indispensable to the burgeoning medieval economy and amassed for them an almost unfathomable fortune. Their treasuries, reputedly overflowing with gold, silver, precious jewels, and sacred relics, became legendary. They owned vast tracts of land, operated farms, vineyards, and mills, and controlled significant trade routes. This scene delves into the heart of their economic empire, revealing not just the quantity, but the sheer diversity of their wealth, from tangible assets to groundbreaking financial instruments. Their wealth wasn't just stored, it was actively managed, invested, and expanded, making them the most powerful financial institution of their age, a fact that would ultimately fuel both admiration and perilous envy.
The immense power and wealth of the Knights Templar, once their strength, ultimately became their greatest vulnerability. As the Crusades waned and the need for their military might diminished, their political influence and financial independence began to chafe against the ambitions of secular rulers. Chief among these was King Philip IV of France, known as Philip the Fair, a monarch perpetually in debt and eager to consolidate royal power. Philip harbored deep resentment towards the Templars, whom he saw as a state within his state, owning vast lands and operating outside his direct control. Their vast riches, particularly after he had already heavily taxed and expelled Jewish communities to seize their assets, presented an irresistible temptation. Whispers of heresy and blasphemy, fueled by the king's manipulative advisors, began to circulate, suddenly undermining the order's reputation. This scene meticulously details the insidious buildup of resentment and the strategic plotting that led to the Templars' downfall. We see Philip's brooding presence, the dark conspiratorial meetings, and the growing fear among the populace as the rumors spread, setting the stage for one of history's most shocking acts of betrayal and avarice.
The fateful day arrived on Friday, October 13th, 1307. Under the direct orders of King Philip IV, royal agents launched a meticulously coordinated, kingdom-wide operation to arrest every Knight Templar in France simultaneously. Dawning before first light, royal soldiers descended upon Templar preceptories, castles, and houses, catching the warrior monks entirely by surprise. It was a calculated act of betrayal, designed to paralyze the order and prevent any resistance or the concealment of assets. The scene vividly portrays the chaos and terror of that morning. The pounding on heavy oak doors, the startled faces of the knights roused from sleep, the clash of steel as they were disarmed, and the shock of betrayal etched onto their faces. Torches illuminated shadowy courtyards, casting long, dancing shadows that intensified the drama. This was not a battle, but a swift, ruthless seizure, a testament to Philip's absolute power and the Templars' vulnerability once their military might was turned against them by their supposed allies. The arrests marked the beginning of the end for the mighty order, plunging them into a nightmare of accusations, torture, and ultimately dissolution.
Following their mass arrests, the Knights Templar were subjected to horrific interrogations, designed to extract confessions that would justify King Philip IV's actions. Under the brutal supervision of royal inquisitors, many knights were subjected to unimaginable torture, including strappado, the rack, and the infamous foot roasting. Denied legal counsel and isolated from their brethren, even the most steadfast Templars eventually succumbed, confessing to a litany of charges: heresy, idolatry, worshipping a head idol known as Baphomet, spitting on the cross, homosexuality, and other sacrilegious acts. These confessions, extracted under duress, provided King Philip with the ammunition he needed to condemn the order in the eyes of the Church and the public. This scene plunges into the dark heart of the Templars' ordeal, depicting the grim reality of their imprisonment and the agonizing choices they faced.
It's a stark portrayal of human vulnerability against the machinery of state-sanctioned cruelty, where truth was twisted and justice perverted for political and financial gain. Amidst the chaos of the Templar arrests on October 13, 1307, a compelling legend emerged. Not all of the Templars and their fabled treasure were captured. Whispers and historical accounts suggest that a significant portion of their fleet, laden with an immense cargo of gold, silver, and possibly sacred relics, slipped away from the port of La Rochelle, France, just days before Philip IV's decree could be enforced. The port of La Rochelle was the Templars' principal Atlantic naval base, a hub of their shipping and a fortress in its own right. The narrative describes the clandestine preparations under the cloak of darkness, the hushed commands, the creaking of timbers, and the silent departure of heavily laden ships into the swirling mists of the early morning. This scene paints a vivid picture of a daring escape, a desperate attempt to salvage what could be saved from the king's greedy grasp. It's a moment pregnant with mystery and intrigue, setting the stage for the enduring legend of the missing Templar treasure, as these ghost ships vanished into the vast, unforgiving expanse of the Atlantic, their destination and cargo becoming one of history's greatest enigmas. The tragic culmination of the Knights Templar's downfall arrived with the execution of their last Grand Master, Jacques de Molay. After years of imprisonment and agonizing torture, during which he initially confessed under duress, de Molay recanted his confession. On March 18, 1314, alongside Geoffrey de Charny, preceptor of Normandy, he was led to a small island in the Seine River in Paris to be burned at the stake. Before the flames consumed him, de Molay is said to have uttered a powerful curse, summoning Pope Clement V and King Philip IV to meet him before the judgment seat of God within a year. This dramatic scene vividly portrays the defiance of a man facing an unjust death, his final words echoing through history. The crackling fire, the solemn faces of the spectators, and de Molay's unwavering gaze as he delivers his fateful prophecy create an unforgettable moment of tragedy and vengeance. His curse, famously, came true. Pope Clement V died a month later, and King Philip IV followed him to the grave before the year was out, fueling the legend of the Grand Master's potent final words and adding another layer of mystique to the Templar saga. Following the dramatic arrests and the execution of their leadership, the Knights Templar faced their ultimate judgment at the Council of Vienne in 1312. Under immense pressure from King Philip IV, and despite little conclusive evidence of heresy, Pope Clement V reluctantly issued the papal bull Vox in Excelso, officially suppressing the order. The bull, while not condemning the Templars for heresy, argued that their reputation was irrevocably tarnished, making their continued existence impossible. Their vast assets, which Philip had so coveted, were largely transferred to the Knights Hospitaller, though, in reality, much of it was seized by secular rulers, particularly Philip himself, who claimed it as compensation for the cost of the trials. This scene captures the solemnity and political maneuvering of the council, the tension between secular power and papal authority, and the irreversible act that brought an end to nearly 2 centuries of Templar history. It signifies the formal conclusion of their epic journey, not with a bang, but with the stroke of a papal pen, leaving behind a legacy of immense wealth, profound mystery, and enduring fascination. The official disbandment of the Knights Templar and the subsequent transfer of their assets to the Knights Hospitaller left a gaping hole in historical records. While some wealth was indeed accounted for, a significant portion simply vanished, giving birth to one of history's most enduring and captivating mysteries.
The missing treasure of the Knights Templar. What exactly was this treasure? Was it merely vast quantities of gold, silver, and precious jewels accumulated over 2 centuries of crusades and financial prowess? Or did it encompass something far more profound, sacred relics of immense religious significance, ancient texts holding forbidden knowledge, or perhaps even the mythical Holy Grail itself? This scene broadly introduces the enigma, setting the stage for the specific legends that have captivated scholars, adventurers, and treasure hunters for centuries. We delve into the concept of missing wealth, exploring the various possibilities and the sheer scale of what could have disappeared, inviting the audience to ponder the tantalizing questions that have remained unanswered for over 700 years. Among the most captivating and enduring legends associated with the missing Templar treasure is the Holy Grail. For centuries, this mystical chalice, said to have caught Christ's blood at the crucifixion, has been the subject of countless quests, myths, and romantic tales. The Templars, through their extensive presence in the Holy Land and their deep spiritual connections, are often theorized to have discovered or safeguarded this most sacred of relics. Other legends suggest they possessed the Ark of the Covenant, the Staff of Aaron, or even fragments of the True Cross, objects of unimaginable power and religious significance. This scene delves into the heart of these sacred legends, exploring the possibility that the Templars' true treasure was not worldly riches, but divine artifacts that could reshape the understanding of Christianity. We explore the visual lore surrounding these relics, their symbolic weight, and the profound impact their discovery would have, fueling the imaginations of generations who believed the Templars were the guardians of the ultimate spiritual secret.
Beyond the allure of gold and sacred relics, another compelling theory posits that the true treasure of the Knights Templar was not material wealth at all, but rather ancient, esoteric knowledge. During their long presence in the Holy Land, particularly in Jerusalem, they had ample opportunity to uncover forgotten texts, maps, or scrolls from the libraries of Solomon's Temple, perhaps even predating Christianity itself. This knowledge treasure could have included insights into ancient architecture, forgotten sciences, mystical practices, or even a hidden history that could fundamentally challenge established religious and historical narratives. This scene explores the idea of the Templars as custodians of lost wisdom, delving into their potential discoveries in places like the Temple Mount. We imagine them poring over arcane manuscripts, deciphering cryptic symbols, and guarding truths that might have been deemed heretical or too powerful for the wider world. The mystery here is less about shiny objects and more about the profound, world-altering implications of knowledge that could rewrite history. For centuries, the disappearance of the Templar treasure has fueled a relentless global quest, sparking myriad theories about its possible hiding places. From the windswept coast of Nova Scotia's Oak Island, with its legendary money pit and cryptic stones, to the intricate symbolic carvings of Roslin Chapel in Scotland, believed by some to conceal the Holy Grail or ancient Templar documents, the search has spanned continents. Other theories point to hidden vaults beneath their European castles, submerged caches off the coast of La Rochelle, or even forgotten caves in the mountains of the Holy Land. This scene takes us on a thrilling journey through these conjectured locations, blending historical clues with modern-day speculation and the persistent efforts of treasure hunters. We visualize rugged landscapes, decipher cryptic maps, and explore remote, atmospheric sites where the treasure might still lie buried, inviting the audience into the grand, ongoing adventure of unraveling one of history's greatest unsolved puzzles. The mood is one of adventurous possibility,
enduring mystery, and the relentless human drive to uncover secrets.
The enigma of the Knights Templar and their missing treasure has transcended the dusty pages of history, firmly embedding itself in the fabric of modern popular culture. From blockbuster movies like Indiana Jones and National Treasure to best-selling novels like The Da Vinci Code and countless video games, the Templars have become synonymous with secret societies, ancient conspiracies, and the pursuit of world-altering relics. This scene explores the pervasive cultural impact of the Templar myth, showcasing how their story continues to captivate and inspire. We see montages of cinematic adaptations, book covers, and vivid depictions, illustrating how their iconic imagery, the Red Cross, the knightly armor, the hidden vaults, has become ingrained in the collective imagination. The enduring fascination speaks to a deeper human desire for grand narratives, for secrets hidden just beneath the surface of the mundane, and for the tantalizing possibility that ancient knowledge or artifacts could still exist, waiting to be rediscovered and reshape our understanding of the past. The Templars, though long gone, remain eternal symbols of mystery. The tale of the Knights Templar and their missing treasure remains one of history's most compelling and unresolved mysteries. Despite centuries of searching, theorizing, and treasure hunting, the precise whereabouts and nature of their vast wealth and legendary relics continue to elude us. Was it truly gold and jewels, spirited away to a remote location? Was it the Holy Grail, hidden in a Scottish chapel or an uncharted cave? Or was it something far more profound, a trove of ancient knowledge, maps, or texts that could forever alter our understanding of human history and spirituality? The Templars themselves, an order of warrior monks who wielded both the sword and the cross, continued to captivate the imagination, embodying ideals of faith, courage, and ultimate sacrifice, shadowed by a dramatic downfall. This final scene offers a concluding reflection on their enduring legacy, leaving the audience with the profound sense of wonder that surrounds their story. The mystery remains, inviting each of us to ponder the possibilities and perhaps, in our own way, continue the eternal quest for the missing treasure of the Knights Templar.